Hello my loves, welcome to my project pan update number 6. This is going to be a quarterly refresh, so this one is going to be long. I'm going to try to be quick. We'll sort of, rush through stuff. We won't really fluff around. I'm going to start with empties. I've only got one. Look, I've just done my spreadsheet and I'm so disappointed. Really disappointed in how it's gone. There are some things where I'm like, oh, that's great, I'm happy about that, but yeah, not overly impressed with quarter number 2 of my project pan. But let's get into it. I finished probably one of the easier things to finish, although in saying that I've got other things that I really should have finished but I didn't. This is from Drunk Elephant. It is the O Blues Rosy Drops. I used this as a blush and it was fine. I wouldn't buy this. I wouldn't buy this in a full size. I'm definitely not interested in that. But for what I was using it for, like, whatever. Something that I forgot to mention last month was the Colourpop liquid liner in Wine Not. So I don't know why I did this, but I set it aside as something that I wanted to declutter from the project, and I took it off my list. I don't know why I did that. Listen, I've got baby brain. It's a real thing. I've got it bad. I find myself doing some really stupid things. And this was one of them. Anyway, I took it off my list last month for some reason. Obviously thinking like, oh, I'm going to get rid of this. Like, I'm going to take it out of the project, declutter it. But then I failed to mention it. And I noticed it a few days after I'd filmed the project pan in my little like empties cup. I was like, God damn it. I feel like I'm setting myself up to fail by doing silly things like that and just assuming that I'm going to remember. So because I'm remembering this, I'm decluttering it, and I technically like decluttered it last month and just didn't bother to mention it. Now let's get into progress of my other products. This one here I didn't do very well with. It's a Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer in Hydrating. So that was my line last time. I have used a tiny bit, but I don't see the point in marking it because the line would be like right underneath it. So not great there. I don't know why that just didn't work for me. I think I was doing a lot of playing around with foundations in June, and I didn't want to wear a primer to sort of skew the results. So I think that's where I failed with that. Something else I just completely forgot. This is from NYX. It's the Bear With Me Crappy Concealer Serum. So I put this in my project last month as like a foundation step, thinking, I'll power through it. I have used it once as a concealer when I was doing my prep work for my next group of products. I mentioned then that I wanted to put this in my project pan. Just completely forgot that I'd already done it. Memory who? I don't even have one. Anyway, I don't actually have any visual progress on that. You can see that's a line from where I marked it, where I introduced it into the project. Let's move on to my Fenty concealer. I love this. This is such a pleasure to work with. The formula is gorgeous. It's got really good coverage. It doesn't crease very much at all, and that's saying a lot on my face. I have been really loving this. I would buy this again. Mine is a shade 225N. So when I introduced this, it was 26.42 grams. It's now 25.64 grams. So not heaps of use, but that's fine. My face mist from Shuamora. I'm disappointed in myself for this. I have made amazing progress on it. So I was there and I'm now down here. But that was my previous month's progress. I've been using this as a skincare step. I've been really bad with my skincare in the last week. And I absolutely would have been able to finish that. Here's something where I feel like I've had okay progress. It's not too bad. Soul Body, this is the Face and Body Bronzing Balm. I have the shade Light. I have been really enjoying this. Getting along really well with it. Very easy to use. Love me these like balmy cream products these days. So you can see I've got a fairly nice dip there. This one was 92.41 grams, now 90.43 grams. Not heaps of progress over the course of 3 months, but not too bad for me. This contains like 31 grams of product, is that right? Yeah, 31 grams. Like, I'll probably never be able to finish it, but I'm pretty happy with that. Something else I'm actually pretty happy with. This was a surprise. So this is the Dobby Super Shock Highlighter from Colourpop. When I put this in, it was completely unused. I'd swatched it, but I hadn't used it on my face. And look, you can see that there's a speck of pan in there. It's not, that wasn't intentional. It's just my brush as I'm sort of swirling it in there. I do know historically that when I'm swirling in a pan with a brush, I tend to have more pressure sort of in this area of the pan. And I think the bristles have just like disturbed some of the product. So that's not me sort of hitting pan organically. It's just kind of the way that I have been like using my brush. So don't take that as like any great achievement, because I certainly don't. This one was 49.43 grams when I introduced it. It's now 48.34 grams. Not too bad. Not amazing, but not too bad. There is an ever so slight dip here as well, which I'm happy about. I kind of assumed that I would use this for a little while and then be like, I'm getting rid of it. I don't care for it. But you know what? I've loved it. My eyeshadow bases. So I have the Natasha Denona eyeshadow base in the shade 01 Light. This is fine. I have to admit, I don't love it as much as the Kaleidos like base that's kind of similar to this one. So this one was 18.01 grams when I introduced it. It's now 17.52 grams. And then I have the Pat McGrath Labs Intensifies Artistry Wand, which I put into the project for this quarter, and I did not use it a single time. Not even once. I don't know how I'm ever going to get around to finishing this. I probably won't. It's a bit of a nightmare product for me. I think I'm finding it very difficult at the moment because I'm still working on like my eyeshadow project. I tend to try to stick to just very basic eye primers, and something like this is more like a glitter glue in a pen form, and I just don't want to use this when I'm testing out my eyeshadows because I feel like it can sort of skew the results. I want to see how the eyeshadows work on just like an average day. Something that has been an absolute pleasure to use is the Shuamora Calligraphy liner. So this one I actually introduced in the first quarter, but I have consistently kept it in the project as my black eyeliner because I think it's just smarter for me to focus on this. So I did weigh it at the start of this quarter. It came in at 11.76 grams and it's now 11.72 grams, which is absolute pants usage, especially since when I first introduced it, it was 11.82 grams. I don't even know, guys. Like, I swear to God, the last 3 months has gone so fast for me. I can't even believe that I'm sitting here filming this update. I'm like, what the fuck? Where did the time go? Also, I feel like I've worn makeup a lot recently, and I don't know why I feel that way because apparently I haven't. Not gonna lie, I actually feel like I'm kind of going crazy at the moment. Like, I don't even know what is going on in the world. Let's talk about some eyeliners. So this one here, this is from Marc Jacobs. It is Blacker. This is so incredibly dry, and I have mentioned that a few times in this project, but it is just like, look at it. It's just getting worse and worse. So I'm decluttering this. It's going straight into the bin. This one was 6.29 grams when I introduced it. It's now 6.11 grams. How did I manage to use that much of this dry, like patchy ass thing that doesn't even want to transfer to my waterline because it's so like dry and waxy, but not use any of this, even though I have been loving doing it. I don't know. It's annoying me. And then I have this one. This is a Victoria Beckham Bordeaux. This was 7.77 grams when I introduced it. It's now 7.68 grams. I'm not surprised that I haven't made a lot of progress on this. I haven't used it much. I can't even be sure. I mean, surely I've sharpened it probably once. The goal with this was not to pan it. The goal is to make it fit in here. So let's see. No, we're not quite there. That's fine. It will stay in my project pan stuff from previous quarters tubs, and I will try my absolute best to do something. I don't know. Here's something else that I am going to consider done. It's not really done. It's from L'Oreal. This is a Pro XXL extension mascara. So this is one of those dual-ended mascaras. Now, when I first tried this, I loved it. I was like, this is lovely. And that was coming off the back of using a MAC mascara, which was rubbish. Now, in the time that I've been using this, I have only used side number 1. I am not a double mascara girly, okay? I'm just not. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing one and then another one. I can't be fucked. I will never be her. I've never really been her. Side number 2 has like little fibers in the formula, which I think is fine. Like if you like that, I think it's fine. But for me, I find with side number 1, it's not bad. Like it lengthens the lashes fairly well. It doesn't define the lashes very well. So I get a tiny bit of clumping. And then when I'm going in with fibers, it's just, no ma'am, we aren't friends with that. So this one was 34.48 grams when I introduced it. It's now 34.14 grams. I'm considering it done. It will be gotten rid of because I want to bring in a newer one that I have open. And I don't want to deal with this. Like, life's too short for shit mascara. My brow pencil. This is from Quick Flick. It's a quick brow 2-in-1 brow pencil and liner. So I have only been using this end. That is how much I have left. It's really not much there. I'm sure I will be able to finish it at some stage this year. Fingers crossed. This one was 19.27 grams when I introduced it. It's now 19.04 grams. Also from the Quick Flick, I have the Quick Brow Sculpting Lamination Gel. So I've been using this as a brow setting product. I am going to call this one done. Quits. It is not quite empty, but it's very thick. It's quite difficult to get product onto my brow hairs. I have to do a little bit of like a scrubby motion to sort of get my brows in there to pick up some of the product, which for me just, it's fine. I can do it, but that's kind of where I start to go, you know, like how much more am I going to fight to use this product? I have enjoyed it. It's worked well for me as a brow setting product. I like that it sets my brows without making them crunchy, that's my favorite thing in the world. Like, mwah, great. So I did enjoy Quick Brow. I don't use it as a lamination gel. I think I've mentioned that quite a few times before. I just use it as a brow setting product. But that one I am considering done. Oh, did I mention the weights of this? This one was 19.27 grams, now 19.04 grams. Oh, I've just realized I've made a mistake. So my mistake is the Quick Brow Pencil was 12.23 grams, now 12.21 grams. These numbers are upsetting me. And the Quick Brow Gel is 19.27 grams, or it was 19.27 grams when I introduced it. It's now 19.04 grams. Okay, very good. The lip pencil from Hindash. So this was 5 grams. It's now 4.36 grams. Again, my goal is to use it enough to get it to fit into this container here with the rest of my lip pencils without sort of sticking, you know, sticking out over the top. So let's test it. I did it! I'm so happy. That's fantastic. Now let's sing this product's praises. I love this lip pencil. Nice formula, and a really nice like universal color. It is pretty warm, but that's fine. I don't mind. I personally prefer a more neutral and leaning ever so slightly cool toned lip pencil, but like this one is fine. And it got along really well with this, which I'm wearing today, from 3 Concept Eyes. It's a glass orange number 404. It's like a lip gloss in a stick, basically. I thought that I would finish this when I introduced it into the quarter. I was like, this is going to be the one that I finish. It's going to be the easiest, but it really wasn't. It was a bit of a challenge. This one was 31.33 grams. It's now 30.83 grams. I am going to try and like finish it up by the end of the year. So to a degree, I'm still going to keep this in my lip rotation. Fingers crossed on that one. The Hindash, now that it fits in my lip pencil container, I am going to remove it from the project because that was my end goal with this, not to finish it up, just to make it fit into the container nicely. And that will allow me to focus on the other lip liners that I have in the project and maybe actually finish one up, which would be super exciting to do. From Revlon, I have the Kiss Glow Lip Oil. This is in the shade, I don't know, make your bloody labels easier to eat. Far out. You know what I mean. This is number 9, Bouncy Beige. So I actually introduced this into the quarter a month late because I swapped it out for something else that I just wasn't getting along with. It was 23.69 grams, now 22.73 grams. This, again, I have tried with this. I will not say that it was my best month for working on lip products, but you know, whatever. We still have time. We have 6 months in the year left, which is great. From Hourglass, this was my challenge product for the month. So this is the shade Loves All of You. It is a beautiful red. If you have seen me on camera wearing a red recently, this is the one that I've been wearing. So that's how much is in there. And when I introduced this, it was 21.92 grams. It's now 21.8. Reds are very difficult for me to wear. I do like them. I just don't like the maintenance. That's the problem. Okay, let's move on to progress of my body and skincare and like fragrance products. I've had some pretty bad fails here, guys. Not gonna lie. There is disappointment. Kat Von D Saint and Sinner, or Saint perfume. So I was there. I'm now, wait, is it right? Yeah, I was there. I'm now down here, tiny bit of progress. I am at the challenging part of the bottle. This one is like, we're getting to the chunky bit, and it is hard. And I wear this very regularly, and I even like mix it with other fragrances and stuff. I really like it. I really am not confident that I'm going to be able to finish it this year. I literally have that in my mouth now because I took a breath and started chatting right after I'd sprayed it. I have that one, and I have the DKNY fragrance in the project as well, which is also quite full. I'm not going to introduce another fragrance for the year because I think realistically those two are going to take me quite some time. And there's going to be like, you know, the end of the year, I'm going to be postpartum anyway. And I don't know if I'm going to want to wear perfume. So I think the best thing for me to do is just focus on this one and the one that was in the first quarter and just, you know, be okay with making good progress on two perfumes that were basically full at the start of the year. My body wash, this is from David Jones. It's a milk and honey body wash. I actually went and jumped on the David Jones website after filming, I think, the last update to see if they had something like this in stock because it's like a seasonal scent and they don't. So I'm pretty sad about that, which gives me like kind of negative feelings about like finishing it up. But anyway, I was there. I'm now down here. I do think I will be able to finish it up by the end of the year. And what I'm going to introduce that you will see shortly is an absolute joke of a product. I feel like people are going to throw rotten tomatoes at me for this one. From Davines, I have the Oi hand balm. I love this. This is a beautiful, beautiful hand cream. Fantastic formula, that gorgeous like Oi scent, which I obviously love. I have just been very bad about using it. So this was the line from not last update, but the update before that. I know. And last time I didn't have any progress on it. This time you can see I've sort of flattened it out here a little bit. I have used it a couple of times, but I wouldn't consider this enough to like mark it. There's nowhere where I feel like I can, you know, mark it and give you like honest results on usage. So I just haven't marked it. My sheet masks. I have not used either of my sheet masks, which what the hell? I think it says more about my inability to use things and more about how well my hydrating skincare routine is working for me at the moment. It's like the products that I am currently using are like doing the hard yards. They are on it. So I just really have not felt the need to use sheet masks. Also, I will mention, actually, to be fair, I have been, are they here somewhere? Confession time. I have been using these to include in like a mask review video. So instead of using these 2 sheet masks from my project pan, I used 5 from this box. So there you go. I didn't feel like I needed to use any of them though, because my skin really has been pretty good with my current skincare routine. The K-Beauty is just like, it's on point. Anyway, let's continue. Senka Perfect Watery Oil. This is my makeup remover and I am enjoying it. So it was there, it's now down here. Again, we're at the chunky part of the bottle and that's okay. This, bane of my existence. I've got a couple of banes of my existence that we'll get into. This is Torridon Dive-In Cream. I have been mostly trying to use this on my feet. I don't love it. I don't love this in any capacity. I would not buy this again. When I introduced this, it was 133.18 grams. It's now 96.71 grams. So you can see like there's not a whole lot in there, but there is no drive to use that product. Last month, I mentioned that I was missing this. I could not find it. It's a Trilogy Rosehip Oil Antioxidant Plus. I did find it, but I only found it very recently. So last time I marked it, it was here and it's now down here. I could have finished this if I had just used it on my belly like 2 more times. That's all I had to do, but I didn't. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about the Fourth Ray Water Drop Hydrating Eye Gel. I'm just bad with eye creams at the moment. In a time of my life where I should be using them and I probably need them the absolute most, like the fine lines and like the expression lines that I get under my eyes at the moment are just like, they're the worst they've ever been. And of course they're going to get worse because I'm older and I'm not having, you know, muscle relaxant treatments at the moment. And it's fine. Like, it is what it is. But my point is, in the time where I should be dedicating care to a particular part of my routine, more than I ever have needed to in the past, I can't bring myself to do it. Probably because I'm not used to doing it and I'm just like not inspired. Anyway, I think what I really need is an eye cream that's just kind of like really, really impressive, to be like inspired to keep using it. But I don't know. Do they even exist? Fourth Ray eye cream, 33.52 grams, now 32 grams. Like, what? And another one. Oh, why did I buy this? Why did I buy this? I swear to God, I curse the person that I saw on TikTok use this and make me think that I needed it. Who the hell did I think that I was buying this thing? This is a Tatcha serum stick. 38.81 grams, now 38.64 grams. That's what's in there. That's how much. Whatever. You've got 6 months to use it. So I said I'd be quick and then I wasn't. I just rambled on. Let's get into the Q3 projects. I can't even believe I'm saying that, guys. Time is just going so quickly. It's freaking me out. My primer, L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. I bought this recently. This is very new to me. I'm pretty sure I actually bought it in June and I'm already chucking it in the project pan just because I don't want it to stay in my stash forever and ever and ever. And also I'm thinking, if I throw this in now and I use it as like a little primer and I use it as a liquid highlighter, once the summer rolls around and I'm like, sun's out, guns out, maybe I can put a little bit of this on my legs or a little bit on my arms just to feel a bit more alive. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know who I'm going to be at the end of the year. I'm going to be a mum, so I'm going to be a different person, but we'll see. I am bringing in 2 foundations. These will be mixed together. If you have been watching everything on the channel in June, then you will know what the situation is here. I have the Vitalumiere from Chanel and I have the Maybelline Lumi Matte foundation. I don't like either of these on their own, but together they're kind of okay. I am not introducing a concealer because technically I already have 3. I have the Fenty, which is my fave. I've got the NYX from last quarter, which I actually plan on using as a foundation, but whatever. And I have the Natasha Denona from Q1. I'll be fine. Powder. I am chucking in another loose powder. This is a mini from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I am not confident I'm going to love this, and already the sifter is annoying me a lot. I've recently bought back the Nakia Joy loose powder that I had in the first quarter, and I was using that, and I can tell you right now that upset me a great deal. The sifter, I don't think, like, I'm not really a loose powder kind of girly unless it's the Hourglass one, which has a really refined sifter, and you can't get a lot of product out with that, and that's what your girl needs these days. Face mists. Now, I'm putting in 2. Let's have a chat about it real quick. I've got the Shuamora Skin Perfectors in Sakura, which is pink, and Yuzu, which is yellow. These are both pretty full. They're pretty much at the same level. Now, I am probably going to keep one in my makeup drawer as, you know, a face mist for makeup, but one of them is going straight into my bathroom to be incorporated into my skincare routine, like the Shuamora mist from the last quarter, because I've been loving using that product as like a mist step before I go in with the rest of my skincare. My skin seems to respond well to it. It's just working for me. Now, the reason why I'm putting in both is because I think realistically, I could probably finish both of these up by the end of the year, and I'd be happy to do that because all of my face mists are very old. For bronzer, blush, and highlight, I am bringing in a palette. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit in Surreal Light. So there's lots of things in this palette that I don't like, and there's some things in this palette that I do like, and some that are just okay. The blush, this bright pink blush, I don't really like the color. The highlight down here, I've never enjoyed Hourglass's, what are they called? Strobe powders. I just think they are kind of shitty. Shall we swatch them? Let's swatch them. That's fun. I don't usually do this, but let's swatch them. Radiance powder. Who? What? Bland. That's the blush. I hate that color. I probably won't use it. Just putting it out there. I might try and mix it with this one, which is also a blush. This is more of like a rosy blush though. Let's try and peel off some of those 3 layers that I'm wearing. I think that is a bit more of a realistic color for me. Then we have a bronzer. I hate to say it. This bronzer is very red. Unfortunately, I mean, it doesn't look so red there, but it pulls very red on me. I will do my best with that. And then here we have the finishing powder. This is in the shade Surreal Light. I'm sure I will use this powder. It's a good color for me, and I may crack the shits at the Anastasia. So it'll be nice to have something in the project that I can still use and feel like I'm making progress. So I definitely am still in the camp of feeling like, you know, powders for blushes and bronzers aren't really my thing. Not as much the case for highlighters. I think I just prefer a liquid or cream bronzer and blush, and then highlighter I'm a bit more, you know, flexible with. So ultimately I want to make progress on my palettes. There are things like, if I were to finish, say, the bronzer and the powder and then have a bit of like the top taken off the blush, I would be happy with that. I'd call that quits. If it got to the end of the year and, you know, the powder was gone and I'd sort of softened off the top of this blush and not quite finished the bronzer, I'd be happy with that as well. But I think once this powder is gone, I'm gonna probably call the palette quits. That's sort of mentally where I'm at. Maybe I will change my mind after using it for a while. I might decide that there is more in here that I love or less, and I will just make a decision based on how I feel on any given day. Moving on to eyes and brows. So I am going to keep the Shuamora Calligraphy Ink liner in the project, just running as something that I am using year round. I will update the weight again at the end of Q3, but I am also introducing a bunch of new eye products. So my primer is going to be the Christian Louboutin, what were these called? Nude Matte Eye Colors. This is in the shade Lola. It's pretty much a skin color for me. I used this as like a primer base to see how it would go, and it actually went really well. So I'm gonna have a go. I'm gonna have a go at it, gonna get it into the rotation. I won't finish it this year, just like I won't finish any of my eye primers, but I'll be so happy to know that I'm getting use out of all of them, which is, you know, that's always the goal. For brows, I'm bringing in Benefit Precisely My Brow in the shade 2. I do not have another brow setting product, so I'll just be using whatever I've got. It's the Charlotte Tilbury one from Q1, and I guess brow setting products could go on my, maybe I'll purchase, try out some new ones in the future. I'm bringing in all of my Marc Jacobs liners. So on the back of decluttering the blacker in the like highliner range. I'm now bringing in all of my fine liners. I also have Dove Affair in the project from the first quarter, and these are the last of the ones that I have. So I have blacker, which is getting drier. This is another one where I kind of snapped the snapped the tip off because it was very dry, and I had to sort of get down to, you know, a working product. These ones are a little bit better. I feel like they hold up a bit better to time because they're sort of fully enclosed. Air can't really get in there. So I just want to enjoy these while I still can, because they're not going to last forever. So much of my makeup is just like way too old. I also have Fine Wine, which is beautiful red. I have Grapevine, and I have Blacker Berry. I will likely swatch these in upcoming updates, but for now we're gonna keep going. My mascara, this one, I'm loving it at the moment. It is the Maybelline Falsies Surreal Mascara. This lengthens, it defines, it doesn't clump. It's a pleasure to use. For lip products, I am doing the same thing. I've got a lip liner. This one here is from XO Beauty. It's in the shade Tracy. It is like a purpley mauve color. And then I have my Goal product, which is also going to be a bit of a challenge product. It's from Hourglass. I picked out a color specifically to pan it. This is the shade One Day. It is a nude. It's gotta be a nude. That's how much is in there. I will show you I'll show you the color. So you can see there, it's kind of like a pinky nude. When I mix the liner and this together, I love the color. It's perfection. I'm bringing in a lip gloss. This one's from Nabla, Shine Theory lip gloss in the shade Renaissance. Will I pan this? Will I decide that I don't want it? I don't know. It's a shimmery lip gloss, so it's on tender hooks already. And then I have this. I just pulled it out of the top because I couldn't decide what to pan. It is Old as the Hills from Colourpop. It is a Lippy Sticks in the shade Button, which is a satin shade. There you go. It's like corally pink. Last but certainly not least, I have a tub of like skin, body, maybe some, yeah, there's some hair care in here. There's just no fragrance. So let's just jump into it. I have an area where I keep all of my, it's a Freya hair, all of my like current skincare that's in rotation, and my Project Pan skincare and stuff like that. And every now and then when I feel like it's slim pickings in my skincare stuff, I will just sort of pull bits out and sort of line them up in front and start using stuff. Anyway, it's kind of been like that for a few months. I ended up getting some new K-Beauty skincare, and that changed the game for me. I was like, I don't really want to use any of this other crap that I pulled out. I just want to enjoy this K-Beauty stuff, and also I want to review it, so I have to use it. Anyway, instead of putting a lot of that stuff away, I decided I was just going to pick up that tub and keep it as part of my Project Pan for this quarter, because it was all stuff that I wanted out by the end of the year anyway. I kind of wanted to try it and see if, you know, I could finish it because I liked it, or if I was just going to declutter it, and you know how it goes. And I then also went through my inventory spreadsheet, and I picked out a few things that were in like my oldest category list that I could work on for the rest of the year. All things that I was like, this is a good time to bring this in, start working on it. I've got 6 months to finish it. Everything will be great. So that's what this is. I'm actually going to start with this because it's a bit bulky. This is from Davines. These are the Oi Serum Absolute Color Gloss vials. There might actually be a mix in here. I'm not sure that they're all color gloss. So this is a discontinued product from Davines. Now they have like, I've actually got it in my shower and I've been using it and I love it. I think it's called color gloss. It's like an in-shower glossing treatment and it's beautiful. So these were like individual versions of it. They come in little glass vials and I've kept them in my cupboard and I've not reached for them because I have that one in my shower, which is so convenient to use. And also, I'm not going to lie, there is a little bit of fear with like breaking these vials open. They come with these plastic caps and you like snap it off. And I'm not going to lie, like a little bit of fear there. I'm like, I don't want glass shards. I feel like there was 2 versions of this. Madeline, if you're watching, could you like chuck a little comment? Because I can't remember. But these are all color gloss serums. I feel like I've tried 2 types in the past though. Anyway, whatever. I have them and I'm going to use them because they are beautiful. They give gorgeous results. It's not a long-lasting result. It's not permanent by any means, but it's probably a good time for me to use them because I have been wearing my hair just like, you know, naked, natural, letting it air dry for the past few months, and I don't love it. I've been trying to find a way to love her, but she annoys me for the most part. So I'm just like, let's try that. See how I go. I may go back to blow drying my hair, which I don't want to do because I can't be bothered. Let's talk about this. This is, get ready. You can throw your rotten tomatoes at me. I deserve it. Sephora Rolling in the Grass shower gel. Or it's a nourishing shower balm. Man, these were so nice. Why don't they bring this back? I have kept an eye on Sephora for years, hoping that they would bring this back. They have not. Anyway, there's like maybe this much in here. There's like a couple of uses. If you have been watching me Project Pan for years, you're probably going to be like, I remember that product, Hailey. What the fuck are you doing? I know. Stop it. I have a problem. I've got some like body oil, body balm type products that it's great time for me to start using them. Bio oil. This is a dry skin gel. I don't love this, but I know my skin probably will. It will thank me for it. I have the hair and body oil from Soul Body. I'm not going to use this in my hair. I will use it on my body though. I do love this product. So I have had this with the shimmer in it. This is just the no shimmer, no glitter version. I love the scent. I love the actual oil itself. It's beautiful. Some skincare bits that I've had like kicking around and it's just been slow going. Pharmacy Green Clean Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm. I was going to introduce this into the project at the start of the year and I just didn't get around to it. Chantecaille Bio Lifting Mask. My God, this stuff's so expensive. I bought this a few years ago and I can tell you now, like there's about half a jar left. I love this. The way I love to use it is to put it on quite thick on places where I have like lines and stuff and then wipe it off before going in with makeup. The problem is because it is so expensive, I find myself being like, I don't want to use it because I'll probably never be able to afford it again. Like those days are so gone. Fucking mortgages, man. That's like just the reality of it. But I feel like I should just use it. I should use it now and treat myself. You can also use this as a moisturizer. I never loved it as much as a moisturizer, but maybe I will. I don't know. Anyway, it's going in the project. It's got to be done by the end of 2025. Also, Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Night Concentrate. I don't think they make this anymore, do they? bastards. Another one that I just kind of squirreled away. I was like, oh God, sometimes this is my skin savior when I have nothing else. But we're not doing that. We're staying on the K-Beauty skincare bandwagon. I will always have affordable skincare to keep my skin hydrated, so I can finish the toucher and just, you know, be okay with it. These guys, these are Beauty Clear powders. I love these for travel, and I don't really know if I want to finish them up, but I feel like I've got to finish them up. They are just like little individual powder face scrubs. They're kind of, or face washes. They're kind of like the Dermalogica exfoliating like face wash powder stuff. I can't remember what it's called. But these don't really exfoliate. They just sort of turn into a light foam. They're very good. I really like them, and they're fantastic for travel, but they're not great for the environment because of the packaging. Eye creams. We talked about how I'm struggling with eye creams and I'm the worst person ever. Ren Brightening Dark Circle Eye Cream. I don't really have dark circles, but hey, maybe I will before the end of the year. Oh, and another full-size skincare product. This is the Alpha H Daily Essential Moisturizer SPF 50. Look, there's so little in here, guys. I'm pretty sure it's probably only like this much. If I just use it, I could probably finish it in a week. The problem is, when I'm putting on sunscreen, it goes over my eyes, okay? Like it just does. I put it everywhere. And this stuff, unless I'm wearing makeup to sort of lock it in place, this melts into my eyes as the day sort of warms up, or I sweat, or whatever. And it fucking burns my eyes, irritates my eyes. And that's like, it is what it is. All of those things just kind of is what it is. But it's the reason why I don't tend to reach for it, because I don't wear makeup every day. I don't really want to reach for it. And then when I am putting on makeup, I'm so used to using a different sunscreen that I just don't reach for this. So it's a little snowball that's driving me insane. I also have this Rapid Lash. I love this product, eyelash enhancing serum. It's fantastic. I've used it multiple times in the past. I have really good results with it. I just haven't been reaching for it. Again, it's just one of those things. I'm not in the habit, but we're going to get into the habit of doing it. I also want to get rid of, and by get rid of, I mean use up, a bunch of my like single-use eye masks. So I've got 3 of the Skin Iceland Hydro Cool Firming Eye Gels. These are sensational. I don't know why I don't use them more. Because they're expensive, but anyway, I squirrel them away. I've got the Tarte Pack Your Bags under eye rescue patches, I don't know. Star Skin Second Skin Eye Masks. There's that. This feels very wet and squishy. And I have the Garnier Hydro Bomb Eye Tissue Masks. Those ones I'm putting in because they are amongst some of my oldest products, and like I mentioned, I've squirreled them away. I am going to do the same with some skincare samples. So I just pulled out a bunch. I had some on my bench that aren't that old, and I had some where I was like, let's finish it up. Come on, it's time. So let's get into them. I have a hair mask from Sam McKnight. This is Deeper Love Intense Treatment Mask. So there's that. I haven't tried that yet. Elemis, I have the Pro Collagen Glow Boost Exfoliator, because your girl doesn't really have any exfoliators, like physical skin exfoliators at the moment. I've only got chemical. So there's that. Pharmacy, 10% niacinamide night mask. I don't know. Egyptian Magic. This is just Egyptian Magic. I'll use it on my feet. I've had it for a long time. I've got to just use it. Wouldn't be surprised if I opened it and it's just like a shriveled little brick. No, it's not. It's a balm. It looks a bit like Vaseline, to be honest. Paula's Choice. These were some of the samples that I got from my Paula's Choice order, which I made back, was it last year or was it year before? I feel like it was actually the year before. So it's time to use these up. Water infusing electrolyte moisturizer And I have the Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense Tinted Base SPF 30. So we'll try that. I'm sure I will hate that tinted base product. And this from Lancome. I don't really love this product from Lancome. And I have used a bit of it while I was traveling earlier this year. But I'll be damned if like it's hard for me to get through. It's the Biphase makeup remover. This feels so greasy and yuck on the skin. And I mean, I wash my face with a foaming cleanser after I use it, but man, I can't get behind the feeling of it. I always have this habit of when I take off my makeup with a product like this, I kind of feel my skin to see like how it feels. And this feels greasy and I hate it. I just really hate it. It's gross to me. Anyway, that's it. Oh my God, I feel like I've been here forever. I'm gonna go. Feel free to leave your comments down below about anything you saw here. Throw tomatoes at me for the Sephora body wash. And I'll be back at the end of July or the start of August for an update on how I have gone with the current quarter's items. I am really looking forward to the last quarter as well, where we get that kind of like chaotic mayhem with all of the like leftover products from the project for the year. I'm a bit worried that it's going to be a bit of a flop and not very interesting for you guys because I'm going to have a baby in tow, but we'll just see. That can be part of the fun. We can have a little laugh at how much my life changes. But that's it. I'm gonna go, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it. Massive thank you to my channel members and everyone for joining me today. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.